Welcome back to the channel, guys. Judo Sloth here. I hope you're having a good one. In today's Clash of Clans video, we look at a new decade within Clash, taking a look at some old images on how the game used to look before looking at now. Town Hall 13, Royal Champion. The game has changed so much. So has the strategy within a game. Now, yesterday I showcased to you the brand new iPhone. That's how we have the new overlays. I will be flipping between the iPhone and the iPad, but I asked you guys what you clash on. A phone or a tablet, big screen, small screen, and I was so surprised because most of you clash on a phone. I guess it's just different because I've always clashed on my iPad. Whilst I do have Clash on my phone, I jump into it for things like donations, maybe farming attacks. I would never really do a war attack on my phone, so it's pretty cool to see what the difference is within the community. Now for Clash of Clans, it has been epic. Obviously, Clash of Clans has been top of the app stores pretty much for all of its lifespan, and it has been around for most of the previous decade. But I wanted to look at a couple of my favorite things back when the game first came out, but I want you guys to let me know as well. Down in the comments, I want you to tell me one thing that you remember from the game when you first started playing that is not necessarily not in the game now, although that would be cool, but that has changed. That has evolved within Clash of Clans. Now, I've got to say, when I first started playing the game, there was no replays within the game. You would just come back to base, you would see gravestones, you could try and figure out what someone had done, but you couldn't actually see the replay. It was weird. However, let's have a look, guys, because this is the original Clash of Clans loading screen. Now, I've got to admit, I did not play Clash of Clans back then when it first came out. I started playing, I believe it was April of 2013, so I still class myself as a veteran Clash of Clans player, but I never played back then. Do you guys remember that loading screen? It's pretty funny to look back on it now to see what it's evolved to, but we've got to show you this as well, guys. By the way, we are doing some of them attacks using the Electron into Dragons. I showcased it yesterday, and I'm having fun with it, so I wanted to do a couple of them within this video as well. Do you guys remember this? This had been taken away when I started the game as well, but there used to be a waterfall within Clash of Clans. I believe it was up by the top right hand side. Again, it wasn't there when I started playing Clash of Clans, and I'm not 100% of the reason it was taken away. I guess it was using processing power to animate it, or I don't know, but it was removed from the game. Do you remember it? And finally, the troop icons. They have came along so much. I mean, even, let's say, the dragon. It looks so different on that screen there. Back when the game came out, it's had numerous different looks. I remember the dragon was changed not too long ago either to what it is now, but the game has evolved monumentally within the last, well, I'd say 10 years. Within the last decade, you know what I mean, guys. Clash hasn't been out 10 years, but not far off. Now we have Town Hall 13, we're getting new defenses, new heroes all of the time. I've got to admit as well, I can't find her, but the Royal Champion is one of my favourite additions to the game for a long, long time. Let me know again, anything that you remember that is no longer in the game, and what are you looking forward to within the next decade? Let's get into some attacks though, guys. Let's showcase you this strategy, and if you're new here, you want to see daily Clash of Clans videos, be sure to subscribe and be sure to turn on that notification bell. I like to farm in Titan 1, but it does mean we have to sit in the clouds, so let's come back once we have a base. Oof, well, that did not take long. I literally shut off the recording and this base popped up. It's not the most upgraded in the world, but I seen the loot straight away, and this is why I like to farm in Titans, because you get a good amount of loot. Legends is good because you don't get attacked to lose loot, but you don't necessarily gain as much. Now, what are we doing? We are sleeping, guys. Grand Warden's only level 7, so I don't think we have to overly complicate it. Look at this little air defense. I don't think this is going to be too difficult, guys. I think we try and get our... Oh, we don't have the battle blimp. I was cooking it up. I got too clever. Dove into this beforehand. We're just going to have to see what the battle blimp does here. Now, let's get the baby dragon in so we don't, like, run out of time or something weird like that. But let's see this battle blimp. It's actually getting pretty good value. For some weird reason, guys, I keep calling the battle blimp the Stone Slammer. And the Stone Slammer, the battle blimp. We used the Stone Slammer there, and it got okay value. I say okay value. We've got that entire side of the base pretty much down, which is not too bad. Now I want to use my King and Queen probably over this side. Let's just throw them in, guys. Then we want the Royal Champion down to this bottom air defense. Let's get that Royal Champion in now. Try and take that down. My idea being I can send the dragons in from this top corner. I think I want to get the E-Dragon there as well, just to help out, create that pathing for my dragons to come through, and I will start the funnel over this side, just to help out. Royal Champion's ability can be used to get the Wizard Tower, but not much else. King gets in there. Queen's ability used to take out the enemy queen. My dragons over there are doing a nice job, but let's get the balloons and the rest of the dragons in with that Grand Warden. And the funnel has been created nicely for them to come straight through. We're behind the air sweeper, and yes, we have an air defense, but it is a tiny little air defense. What level is that? Is that level 6, I want to say? I think that's level 6. We're going to use the Grand Warden's ability early. The Town Hall is upgrading, which is beautiful, to be honest, guys, because it does mean that it basically doesn't activate. It's just out of the question. Now, one thing I do enjoy on the iPhone versus the iPad is the nice wide display. Do you guys enjoy that? Again, I want to try and improve on my phone, given that a lot of you guys play on your phone as well. That wasn't too bad of a base, guys. We do have a spectator. Might be one of my clan mates. Might be the defender himself. Big Daddy 40 watching his base get wrecked, guys. But a nice little start to this video in terms of farming. And I always like reminiscing back on previous things. Now, again, I didn't cook the army in the background. I don't know how many times I do that. I don't know if it happens to you guys a lot. But when I'm running a boost, I don't know, I forget. You should always cook the army in the background, because now it's 35 minutes and it would have been a lot less than that. But at least we have the battle blimp cooking up, and let's come back when we have another base to attack. We might have jinxed ourselves, because we found a base straight away in the first one, but now I've been searching for around about, well, probably about 5 minutes. Not too long, guys, but definitely long enough that I know about it. However, the sweepers are pointing down to the south, which is pretty good. However, it does mean that the queen is a little bit difficult to get to. I don't know, though. This might not be as bad as we think, because now we have the battle blimp watch. I can go 3 loons there. Let's go with a couple just to cover. And then, oh no, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting dragons coming out, so I think... let's just YOLO it. Let's YOLO it. Let's clone. Let's rage. Let's use... Oh, I don't know. We're just going to have to hope that the loons and the E-Drag gets over there quick enough. We do take down the enemy queen. We're just about to get the town hall. We get it. Wow, we get it. So the dragons do then take down the E-Drag, but that's not too bad though, guys, because we got good value there. Where do we send the dragons in though? I think let's start with my king and queen down to the bottom here. Once my queen takes that air defense, we'll probably then use the E-Drag. We'll probably then use the E-Drag in this area as well. So let's get that E-Drag in, try and take down the enemy dragons. Then the drags themselves can come into this... No, probably this air defense. Even though the sweeper is there, it's probably just easier to get them into this side. So let's go with 2 drags at the top to create the funnel. The E-Drag's created at the bottom, and the Royal Champion can kind of side swipe in once we're a little bit further in with this. So let's actually go with the 3 balloons just to help out. get them dragons through the area, create that funnel a little bit. The E-Drag is doing a very nice job at the bottom to create this funnel. Now let's get the rest of the dragons in with that Grand Warden. We've got 2 rage spells, so I want to use one early on. Main reason is we have an air defense and the sweeper. If we can get through that air defense without the sweeper doing too much damage, then we should be okay. Why don't we send the Royal Champ in from this top area? I was going to send her to the mortar, but then I noticed the dragon was just about to take it down. Now the air defense is hitting our dragons again, so let's rage them up. The Grand Warden is just about within range of them all. In fact, he is in range of them all. I didn't think he was, but then he certainly swiped through their Royal Champion's ability, takes out the air defense, not necessarily the single. I've got to be honest. I did not see the single target Inferno. I didn't see it. It's just hidden in there. I mean, did you see it? That might have cost us, but that Royal Champion comes in clutch, wipes it out, and that is going to be the 3 stars. Yes, the bases weren't incredibly upgraded, but I did want to showcase the strategy, and a lot of this video was more reminiscing on a couple of things that used to be in Clash of Clans, but that no longer are. Again, let me know down in the comments. Do you remember the original screen? Do you remember the waterfall? And do you remember some of these troop icons? Do you have anything else that you want to share with us? I remember when replays were not a thing. Not a thing, guys. Can you imagine that right now? Very quickly before we wrap up, what do we have to upgrade here? I think our treasury... Wow, we've got 6 million gold, but we don't have a builder. I think I'm going to collect it. I sent the master builder back across here. He's got 9 hours. We might have just collected that gold prematurely, in fact. I don't know. Probably my next upgrade will be a wizard tower. However, guys, if you want to see more attacks using this Electron method from the iPhone, I'm going to link yesterday's video above me so you can check that one out. More replays, few more advanced bases using this strategy. But if not, guys, we'll see you again here tomorrow. Until then, have a good one.